Hello, everyone. Welcome to Pencil Puzzle Day. I immediately realized that when I did everything, I didn't zoom in my camera. So one moment while please hold while I zoom in my camera. Because I did not do a good job of that. There we go. That's much better. Let's see. Tilt up a bit. Yeah, good enough. There we go. Better. Hello, everyone. Welcome to what might be the last day of Pencil Puzzle Day. Although there are, I should note, a number of people who made a puzzle for Pencil Puzzle Day, but decided it didn't quite fit the prompt. So we'll probably do those over the next some number of streams as well. Alrighty. In terms of announcements, I don't have a lot of them. I think I have two that I wanted to make. So one is that I have a new puzzle up on LMD. It's called Pastiche. If you have enjoyed my previous puzzles that are of the form, here's a somewhat traditional-esque puzzle, but with a bunch of different mechanics sort of thrown together that interact in interesting ways, I think you will probably enjoy Pastiche. If you are more interested in the sort of weird rule sets, there's no weird rule set stuff going on. So anyway, but it is up on LMD, so if you would be interested in Pastiche, I really liked it, but it's certainly my most divisive puzzle that I have made in a while. So there's that. I also wanted to mention to those of you who are newer setters, or really any setters, actually, Ranks, who is often a member of our stream chat, he streams Sudoku a couple days a week, and he accepts submissions. So if you have some puzzles that you've made that you think would be good for Rank's stream, you can go ahead and submit them. I know he's a little short on puzzles to do, so if you've been shy about it or you want to see someone do one of your puzzles, I really recommend submit it to Ranks. I think he does a fantastic service to the community and especially to the newer setters by doing their puzzles and giving good feedback and whatnot. All right, I think those are my only announcements. So this puzzle is by Malcolm, or Malrog, depending on location. There is Malcolm. Hi, Malcolm. So this is a really interesting and elegant rule set. So it says, divide the grid into square-shaped regions of orthogonally connected cells, where each region contains a number of shaded cells equal to its side length. So for example, a 3x3 square should contain 3 shaded cells. So I have to break everything into squares in some way. And we have to make sure every square contains its side length number of black cells. So I feel like there's some sort of global deduction we could do by counting the black squares. But this was listed as being a 2-star puzzle. And I also see that I can start in this corner and then maybe do something. So I'm going to start in this corner, and then if I have to think more, then I will. So actually, this corner is maybe the easiest. In this corner, this cell has to be part of a square, and it can't be a 1x1 square. So it has to contain at least these. So these I'm marking, these are all in the same square. I know that much at least. Oh, I was going to say this had to expand a lot, but actually I don't know if that's true. I don't think it necessarily has to. Interestingly. Oh, absolutely it could be a 3x3. I'm not marking that this is a square. I'm only marking that these are all in the same square, Nicholas. So yeah, so let's see what happens if the bottom right does expand. So if the bottom right were to expand, then would we sort of overflow the world? So it would have to be at least 4x4. So we'd go out to here. If this expands even once, then there's 4. But now this 4x4 includes 6, so it's got to expand 2 more. But now this 6x6 includes, good lord, how many is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So now it's got to expand to be at least 12. But now this is only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 high. So that doesn't work. So great spot from chat there. I really assumed this was going to have to expand, but in fact, it is not going to expand. It is going to be a 1x1. Can people see this green line, or should I try and figure out? Should I try and figure out a way to make this thing? Green line is visible. Okay. It looked like it might be a little thin. I usually do it with thicker lines, but it's a little tricky. Let's see. Difficult to see. Let's see. Is there a way that I can use okay, yeah, let's see. Let me put on the line tool. Line normal. We'll do the thick line. No, it's not line, it's edge. Sorry, I forget my names of modes. It is edge normal. There we go. We'll use the edge and we'll use thicker, and then it will show up like that, and that I think will be more pronounced. Answer check probably won't work, but chat will also know what's going on, so, you know, probably a good balance overall. Let's see. Okay, so that's interesting in terms of each of these squares. So one of these is a 1x1. And so you cannot do the thicker in green. It is not a feature of Penpa, unfortunately. So one of these two cells, I'm going to enable Sudoku mode for the silly reason that I want to be able to highlight cells, which is a little silly, but there it is. One of these two has to be a 1x1, at least. Because if neither of them is a 1x1, their squares overlap. So one of these is a 1x1. I'm not quite sure what to do with that yet. Let's see. So the reason why I'm not saying that this is a good feature, or that this makes sense, but the reason why is because thicker is different from the colors. So black and gray and red and green are styles, but thicker is also a style, the way it is implemented. So that's why, programming-wise, it does not work. Let's see. I'm curious if this cell doesn't go left, do we run into the same problem the opposite way? So I'm saying if this doesn't take this, then it needs to grow this way. Needs to grow this way. That's not enough. So what about now? Oops, sorry, that's right. Is it command? I always forget. Penpa only accepts one way of doing it. Unfortunately, that's plausible. Oh, no, that's not plausible. That's broken. Aha, okay. That is broken. And it's broken because there's nothing I can do with this cell. So here's the point. This cell, if it does not go left, it is forced to go right and grow at least this big. And as soon as it's this big, this white cell cannot be part of a 1x1 square. So in fact, what we've said is this is part of that square, which means these are all in a square together. That surprised me, but like that was not at all what I was expecting, but seems to be true. Oh yes, that's right. I have not yet asked the thing that I ask every time, which is please, if you are enjoying yourself, please take the time to click the like button on the stream. It is always greatly appreciated, and it helps. It is probably the most important thing in terms of helping people find the stream, because we know there's this large audience of people who like watching people do Sudoku out there, but a lot of them just don't know about the stream or know that it exists, or maybe they heard about it once but they forgot to check it out. And so if you hit the like button, it lets YouTube know, hey, show this to people, and then some more of them will find it, and that will lead to good things. Okay, so Mario is looking at this central cell in row 1, and wondering if it's possible, what exactly is happening with it. So I guess the point is, if this were to grow that direction, say, it's now got too many things, so it's got to grow that direction. And it's now got too many things, so it's got to grow that direction. And it's now got too many things, so it's got to grow that direction. And it's now got too many things, so it's got to grow that direction. But I think already it is, we have sort of forced ourselves to be beyond what would actually fit in the grid. Although I have to keep in mind, it doesn't necessarily only have to grow right. I was just saying if it does grow right, but it could grow both right and left. So I might be able to get away with something ridiculous like, well, that's definitely not going to work, but maybe something of that ilk. So the first 4 times it grows, it definitely adds another cell vertically. Oh yeah, okay. So Crispy has a good way to see it, which is no matter how this grows, every time it grows, it grabs another cell. So for the first 4 times it grows, it grabs these cells vertically, in addition to having grabbed that cell or that cell. But then by that point, it's grabbed either that or that by the time it gets to this row, and it'll have to have grabbed that or that by the time it gets to this row. So I think this cell has to be isolated, although I suspect that there is a much more articulate explanation for why, but that does work. So this is a 1 by 1. And now probably the same thing works with this cell, right? Because now this cell, if it grows... Oh, no, it doesn't. It doesn't, because now this could be a 2 by 2. Never mind. It does not work with that cell. Okay. I still feel like this fact that one of these is a 1 by 1 has to tell me something, but I can't figure out what the commonality it's supposed to tell me is. Okay, so is the question, can this grow this way? Because this cell has to grow. What if it doesn't grow left? Let's try the same thing we did down there. If this cell doesn't grow left, then it has to grow like this, at which point it's too big, so it has to grow like that. At which point it's too big, so it has to grow like that. And we probably already are at too many grays, because the maximum number of grays we can have is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right, the maximum number of grays we can have is 10. We aren't at 10 yet, but we have to keep growing currently. And we aren't at 10 yet, but we have to keep growing, and now we are at more than 10. So what we've just said is it's not possible that this cell doesn't grow left. So this cell is always part of these things. And so now the question is, can this square possibly grow larger? And so we'll just have to we'll just have to chase. So Jay notices I could, by the way, have given the proof that I gave down here and noticed what happened to column 1 if it didn't grow left. That would have been easier. I agree. Let's see. This is at more than 3. This is at more than 4, so it has to keep growing. But now it's at more than 10, so it doesn't work. So indeed, this is forced to be a 2 by 2, like that. Yeah, I do have to worry about white cell trappage, which is always an issue around these parts. Similar 2 by 2 corner now in column 12. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, column 1 and 2. I'm not sure what I'm doing with row 1. Are you trying to apply it here? Because here it seems to me like this could grow to be that big or that big, or be 1 by 1. If row 3, column 2. Okay. So if this doesn't grow left, okay, there we go. So Jay is saying if this doesn't grow left, then it has to grow, and it grows that way. But now this cell is already broken because it can't be part of a square. So this always grows left. So these are all part of a family together. But it could grow to be 1 bigger. But I agree. This has got to be... So that's actually interesting in terms of what it implies for one of these, I think. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so chat is encouraging me to calculate what happens if this doesn't go down. So if this doesn't go down, it picks up these cells and picks up these cells. And now, presumably, we're going to have the problem that now when it grows again, it's now going to grow like that. And now it's already presumably at too big, right? Because this one's now a maximum of 8 in size. And so if this grows any more, it's going to pick up a jajillion cells. So this does, in fact, always have to grow into this, is the point, I believe. And so now I guess the question is it possible that this grows? And I don't think it's going to, because if this grows, I pick up 2 more. And now there's no way I can grow without picking up at least 1 more cell. Because every time I grow, I'm going to pick up, if I just look at the shells around this, every shell around this contains at least 1 more cell, but I'm already in excess, so I'm never going to break even. So this is, in fact, a 3 by 3. Oops. Down here. Okay, and so immediately now this cell has to grow. And it's not done, so it has to keep growing. Oops. Boop-a-doop-a-doop. And it's not done, so it has to keep growing. And so we're at least going to get to there. And so now the question is, does this sort of crispy observation work? Because if this grows 1 more, this currently is at equilibrium. If it grows 1 more, it's going to pick up 4 more. And then every time it grows again, it's again forced to pick up at least 1 more, so it can never return to equilibrium. Once it leaves equilibrium, it can never return. So this is really a 4 by 4. I believe this is a novel creation of Malrog, to Afraid Not. Okay. Row 7, column 1. Yeah, so now row 7, column 1, if it grew, would grow like that, and then grow like this, and then break immediately. So this is a 1 by 1. Thank you, chat, for telling me that. I counted and thought it worked out fine as a 3 by 3, which was bad of me. So thank you for retelling me. This now has to grow and has to be a 2 by 2 because it can't be any bigger. This is a very neat idea. This now is forced to be a 1 by 1, of course. This is now forced to be a 3 by 3 because this has to be in something, and as soon as it grows into this, but this can't grow to be bigger than 3 by 3, so it is 3 by 3. Let's see. We've got some squaring going on now. Hey, Memerster, congratulations on getting to your 500 subscribers. That is pretty sweet. Row 6, column 5. Must go left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If this does not go left, then it has to grow right, and it has to grow right, and still has to grow right. And now I've isolated this cell. So good spot from Ambrose there. So these need to go together, at the very least. What happens if this doesn't go down? If this doesn't go down, then it grows like that. Sorry, I'm holding the wrong button again. And then it grows like that, and then it grows like that. Oh, darn it, that is 4. That was supposed to break. But unfortunately, 4 is 4, and we have a problem. So I can't actually prove that this grows down. It is true, these always go together. I agree with Afraid Not's point, because no matter what way this grows, it always grows. And I guess the same is true, actually, of these two, and these two, and these two, these two, these two, these two, these two. Because if I have 2 white cells on the edge, then I get all of these sort of things for free, which is a good point. Certainly something that I could have noticed before, but did not. Let's see. Okay, what about this? If this doesn't go up, then it's going to take these, and then it's going to take these, and then it's going to take these, and now it's assuredly done for, right? Because now it's a 4x4 that's taken 5 cells, and now every time it grows hereafter, it's going to get that cell, then it's going to get a bunch of cells in this, and then it's going to get a bunch of cells in there, and then it's going to break. So what I've just proven is this cell always connects up. So, in fact, all of these are part of one. And now I bet if this grows, I bet we run into the same problem. Because if this grows, it goes from 3x3 to now it's got 6 things in it. And now, again, every shell around it has at least one more black cell, and so it's never going to return to equilibrium. So we have this. I suppose that's true. It's true for any white cell on the edge. They don't even have to be... That's a good point from Memerster. It actually even works for a white cell that's next to a gray cell. Like, these have to be in the same bucket. So these all are together. These have to be in the same bucket, so these all are together. Okay. The fact that this can grow to a 4x4 is still irksome. Yeah, this has got to keep growing because it's currently a 2x2 that only has 1. I don't know how I didn't see that, but good spot to Mario there. So this is currently only at 1, so it's got to grow. It's still only at 1, so it's got to grow. So all of this is one square, at least. And now it's a 4x4. And so now it's at parity. But if I add another layer, I've now ruined things because I've added 2 black cells, and then I'm going to add even more if I keep going. So it actually has to be that size. And it's true, it also applies to white cells like this one, Crispy points out, and this one. I don't know if marking this is going to do me any good. It applies to that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one. Interesting. So here, we actually know this is part of a 3x3. It's just a question of which 3x3. And unfortunately, there's 2 3x3s I think it could be. But we can say something, because this needs to be part of a 3x3. It can't be this 3x3. So that means that always this goes that way. So always these are together. And now it's just a question of which of these pairs it takes. Oh, no, I know which one it takes, because it can't go right any further. Because if I made this go further to the right, then it joins these two, and that doesn't work. So I think we have now officially used afraid not / Crispy's point to progress the solve, and not just to draw a bunch of lines in the grid, although I'm always happy to draw a bunch of lines in the grid. So now this is forced to be a 2x2, that's a 1x1, that's a 1x1. This is now forced to be a 3x3 because of this cell down here. It needs to form a box, and it doesn't find one before it gets to the 3x3. So now this cell has got to grow, but it's got to keep growing. But as soon as it grows here, because of these, it grows one more, and then it's forced to be a 4x4. So this is a 4x4, so we've got that. Ooh, espresso. I do love espresso. Let's see. So we're suddenly at... Okay, so if this stops here at 2x2, it breaks this cell. Or alternatively, what we could say is afraid not that cell. And so if you afraid not that cell, it tells you that this is a 3x3 at least, but it can't be bigger than a 3x3. So we have fixed that. We've fixed that. We've fixed that. So we've got all of those. Let me fill in some more afraid not lines. Like all of those, for example. This 2x2 has to grow, at least. So it's going to grow to be at least a 3x3, like that. Is it possible that this grows one more? Annoyingly, yes. Let's see. I know that these are together. Oops, wrong. Right, and these can't join, because if these join, I get 5 black cells. So these have to be separate 2x2s. There we go. Okay, and now, when I look at this and I start growing it, it doesn't finish until we get to this 4x4. Sorry, Ambrose. And so now this 4x4 lets us finish like that. So I believe we have now completed the puzzle. Excellent puzzle, Malrog. That was very interesting, and there were lots of neat sort of discovery moments. This really sort of fit well into the collection of puzzles that we've gotten for this pencil puzzle challenge, which have all had a lot of these cool sort of moments of sort of slowly integrating the logic of whatever is going on. So this was a really neat idea. Alrighty, Nell is volunteering to play a full pack of this rule set. Okay, Malcolm would like names for this genre. So I recommend people in chat suggest names for this genre. I'm going to take a real quick break, and I'll be back, and then we'll be doing Ambrose's puzzle. So be back in just a second. Alrighty, welcome back, everyone. Next up, we have this puzzle by Ambrose. I'll again ask if you've come in since I last asked this. Please take a second to like the stream. Always appreciate it. So let's figure out what's going on with Nori Nori. So we have Nori Nori rules. So we shade exactly 2 cells in each region in such a way that each shaded cell shares an edge with exactly, oh, I have an idea where this is going, shares an edge with exactly one other shaded cell. So shaded cells always come in pairs as dominoes, and we have 2 shaded cells in every region. That's standard Nori Nori rules. Yes, and so the 2 shaded cells could be in different regions. So I could do something like that, for example. Oops, I turned my caps lock on. So something like that would be acceptable. And then we also have to draw a set of rectangular loops in the unshaded cells per ring rules. So every unshaded cell must be used at least once, and rectangle sides cannot pass through shaded cells, and the sides of different rectangles can can intersect but not overlap. So this is similar to, this is like a combo of Wisteria's ring puzzle and Jay Dyer's like sort of hybrid puzzle. Okay, so that this is a very interesting idea. So we've got to figure out where it is that we can start here. So unfortunately, I think it is possible for me to conceive of a world. Oh, this is not possible. This would break the Nori Nori. Okay, so I think I have an observation. These 2 cannot both be shaded, because if these 2 were both shaded, this cell can't be shaded because my dominoes can't touch each other, and now this cell can't be part of a rectangle. And so, as I have said many times during the pencil puzzle thing, if you have 2 things have to be true out of 3, and you know one pair that can't be true, then you know another. So this cell is shaded. We can bring out Zach to do a shading dance. Welcome, Hook. Glad to see you again. Awesome to have you here. So we've got, we have 1 shaded cell. We're making good progress. Let's see. Okay, so Garion looks at this cell and asks, can this cell be shaded? And if it was shaded, what are the options? I could shade that way, but that makes a triomino, so that doesn't work. I could shade that way, but that creates a 1x1 here that I can't make in a rectangle, so it would have to be shaded that way. But Garion's point is now I can't finish this region. So this cell's just never shaded, which is interesting. So can this cell be shaded is my next question. I don't think so. If this cell is shaded, if this cell is shaded, it just immediately breaks. So this cell can't be shaded, because if this cell was shaded, I just can't put any things in any of these. So this cell's unshaded, and that means I get some rectangle going through here. Because there's only 2 outs. And so if there's rectangle going through it, it's definitely not shaded. And so this definitely is shaded. And now these are all unshaded because they are touching a domino. This is unshaded because it can't be part of a domino. Sorry, unshaded. This is unshaded because it's got line on it. My line must continue at least this far. It must turn there. It can't turn there, so it must keep going. And so this is also green. There. So we've got some progress going on, I believe. Okay. I'm trying to see if if some combination down here would break. Probably it would if I think about it the right way. Oh, right. Sorry. In my brain, I was counting wrong. I still need to shade 2 of these. I can't. I thought I only needed to shade 1. I need to shade 2 of them. And if I need to shade 2 of them, that's going to be very interesting. Because I can't shade these 2. Because if I shade those 2, I force this rectangle to close. Wait, no, sorry. I can shade these 2. Sorry, that's not the 2. If I shade these 2, that doesn't work, because now I could never make a rectangle. And so if I can't shade those 2, that means I have to shade that one. Which means this rectangle has to turn, which now means this rectangle at least comes here, which now means this cell is shaded, which now means that this rectangle has to finish like this. Good spot to Tristan there. Okay. So one of these 2 is shaded. So this shaded cell carries one of these 2 with it, which means this cell's never shaded. Because whichever of these is shaded, it tells me that one's not shaded. If this is shaded, I create a 1x1. This is Martin's point. If I shade this, I now create a 1x1 that I can't fit a rectangle in. So one of these 2 is shaded, but not both. So that one's definitely shaded. The line through this can't go up. It can't go down. So the line through this has to go horizontally. Hey, Sarah, how are you doing? Welcome. So that has told me that this is not shaded, so therefore this is shaded, and therefore this isn't shaded. This comes down to at least here. Oh, excellent. Well, happy to have you here. That is green. Okay. 2 of these 3 cells need to be shaded, and it can't be these 2, because if it was these 2, it would make a triomino. So if it can't be these 2, it's always that one. Oh, good note from Hook. This is now a corner, so I can draw my corner thing into it. And so therefore this continues. Because once these 2 things meet, they have to cross. They can't have overlapping edges or anything like that. So that lets me extend my greenage like that. Okay. Now this has to be shaded because this domino has to be a domino, and it won't be a domino if it's not. This is now a corner, so it has to do that. So that's green. I love this. This is so cool. Okay. One of these 2 is shaded and finishes a domino, so this is never shaded. One of these 2 is shaded and finishes a domino, so this is never shaded. Let's see. Is that true? Yes, it is true. Mario points out this region needs 2 shaded cells, and it only has 2 cells left that could be shaded, and it currently has 0. So that creates a bunch of unshaded stuff. Good spot. This of necessity, whatever goes through here has to do that, which makes this unshaded, and makes this extend at least this far, which makes this unshaded. Oh, this can't turn, so it actually joins its friend up here. So these are 1, and so that means we can actually finish this rectangle. It actually looks like that. Now this is isolated, so it can't be part of a thing. These are all green. This rectangle that is started, it has to turn here, and it has to actually keep going at least to here, which drags this along with it. So that goes there, and that goes there. This is a really cool mashup of two things. This whole region is ginormous. Yeah, it definitely extends 1 more because it can't complete there. Good point from Tristan. So we get that all filled in. This is now a corner. So we need to do that with the corner. Just going to green that in. This domino needs to be finished. Greens those. Yes, Sarah, you are encouraged to help, by the way. If you see something, I am always happy to hear it. Right. Nicholas is pointing out these need to involve a new rectangle. And this cell's actually kind of a corner. I mean, it just literally is a corner now. Because it can't go up. It will run out of stuff. So this cell actually is just a corner, and it runs like that. Likewise, this cell's a corner, so it goes like that. So good spot to Nicholas there. I think if this cell isn't shaded, I think we have a problem. I think if this cell is unshaded, I think this is a corner, and I think it doesn't work. Yeah, if this cell's unshaded, it's a corner, except this direction doesn't work. And so this cell has to be shaded, and so that one is 2. So this is a corner. These are green. Oh, that was the second shaded cell in the big region. Virtual points out. So these are both green, which now makes this a corner. So this is going to look like that. This can't be shaded because if this cell is shaded, it puts 3 shaded cells in this region. So that's unshaded, and this is shaded. And now it can only finish there. So these are all unshaded. So this loop can't go that way. If this loop goes this way, the world breaks. So this is in fact actually itself a corner that looks like that and finishes this rectangle like that. Not to anyone's great surprise. This rectangle continues. This only turns... Oh, we already knew this turned that way, but it definitely turns that way. Let's see. I need one more shaded cell in here, and so it's not this one. This cell can't be shaded because it would shade 3 cells in total. I couldn't get out. So one of these 2 is shaded, and whichever one is shaded, that one's always shaded. And this one's never shaded, because whichever of these 2 is shaded forces that, which gives me a corner there. It means that's unshaded. Good night, DDX. Thanks for the nice comment on Pastiche. Yeah, if this is shaded, multiple people in chat are pointing out, if this is shaded, this cell now is super broken. And so is this cell. So this cell, in fact, has to be shaded. And this is the one that's unshaded. Probably that would have been easier than my deduction over here, but I liked my deduction over here better. This now has to turn up. It has no choices of directions anymore, so we can do that. This is now a corner because it can't go that way. So this is now a corner. So we've got that. And so now that that's become a corner, we can finish this rectangle. Woohoo! Hey, Ken. I think this is also a corner. Yeah, we got the bottom right-hand corner. Thanks, Sarah. This is now a corner. It can only go like that, which forces it to continue like that. So this is green. And now... right. I need one more shaded cell in this region, and that's the only remaining cell in this region. So we get that that's shaded. And so as before, that means one of these two is shaded, which means this one never is. And this can't be shaded because it would force a giant shaded mess. So this is not shaded. This rectangle can't continue up. If it does, it runs into this rectangle in a way that is untoward. So this is a corner. Makes that green, which makes that gray, which makes that green. Hey, Jeremiah. Or sorry, Jemima. Hey, Jemima. Welcome. Always happy to see New Zealanders here. So now this rectangle has to extend a lot because it can't get through this wall. So it's got to extend at least up to here. Sarah, you'll find that YouTube, for whatever reason, when you're watching streams, tends to like to slowly get you to be 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 minutes behind. And if you're interacting in real time, you just need to like click the little button that says refresh or whatever. It's a weird YouTube thing. I don't know why. Yes, I will reiterate. I said this earlier, but I'll say it again. If you're a setter of various puzzle sorts, like we would have around this channel, Ranks would love some submissions for his Sudoku stream. So you can go to his channel on the Discord that he invited me to join, and then you can see. So if you're interested in submitting that, go ahead and have a look. This can't keep going because it will run into the wall before it gets a place it can turn up, so it turns up there, which makes that green. This cell now just can't... Oh, I was going to make a dumb argument, but there's a simpler argument. This domino had to finish. So this is now a corner. So these are both green. Okay. One of these two is gray, which is going to make one of these two gray because there's already a gray in here, which means these two are both green. This is a corner now because it can't go that way. So this is forced to go like that, which now means that those are green and these are gray. I believe. Uh-oh, I broke it. I said something wrong there. Let's try again. Right, this can turn. Never mind. Sorry, this can turn. So I guess I just bifurcated into proving that it does turn. These are still green, though. That argument, it turns out, was good. I just backed up because I wasn't sure which thing I had screwed up. So this, though, is a corner, right? No, it's not. It's still not a corner. One of these is... Okay, so the point is if these are the gray cells, I create an impossible to fill rectangle area. So that's the domino. And so this is the corner. And so now this is a corner, which makes me finish it that way. And now the only thing left is to finish this, and I think now we're done. A wonderful puzzle. What a treat that was. Thank you, Ambrose. That was very cool. I really enjoyed that. Hopefully I didn't keep you from your espresso for too long. But yeah, just gorgeous and fun and neat, and in the right sort of like difficulty range. Like, this is exactly the kind of pencil puzzle that I think would make the Cracking the Cryptic viewers get more into pencil puzzles, because it's interesting and surprising, without necessarily being intimidating to get into. Yeah, I wish there was like a whole pile of puzzles of this, not necessarily this exact genre, although I would happily do another Noring puzzle, but puzzles of this sort of interestingness. I really like it. Alrighty, I'm going to take a short break, and when I'm back, we are going to do a puzzle by Crispy, which is going to be a Spiral Galaxies puzzle. So I will be right back. Alrighty, welcome back. I meant to poke my audio filter, so give me a second to readjust my audio filter. There we go. This is a 4-color Spiral Galaxies puzzle. So what we have to do is we have to make everything turn into a galaxy. And each galaxy has to have a circle as its center, and then it has to be rotationally symmetric. So it has to look something like, for example, this would be rotationally symmetric about this circle. Each galaxy, additionally, each galaxy must be entirely colored one of the 4 colors present in the grid, and no 2 galaxies of the same color can touch orthogonally. Okay. So these 2 are definitely a galaxy, because I can't extend it anymore. Sorry, this needs to be edge only now. That's not edge only. Let's try again. There we go. This is definitely a galaxy. I don't know what color it is. But I can't extend it anymore. If I go up here, I run into all manner of problems. I probably should also include things like, because I can't merge circles, I can draw in lines like this. Likewise, like that. Oh, it could go more horizontally. Right, sorry. It can be longer horizontally because it can run into the red. Sorry, but it is at least restrained by those. This is restrained by that. These are restrained. That's restrained. These are separated. Oops. Oh, this just can't grow anyway, can it? I don't think this could... This one I don't think can grow any which way at all. I'm trying to... Whenever I draw in something, I'm trying to also draw in the symmetrically disposed one. Just so that we keep track of the spirally part of the spiral galaxy. Which I suspect I'm not going to be good at, but we'll do our best. Oh, this yellow here, it can't grow into that, and it can't grow into that. So if yellow grows, it only grows vertically, which is very likely. Oh, this blue has a circle in it. The circles are slightly hidden from my my brain there. So those are there, and of course these are there. Okay. Oh no, I was going to say something wrong. I was going to say I don't think there's anything else that can take this, but this could of course take it. It could do that. Like that. Certainly this is forced to be vertical. There's no prohibition against galaxies of size 1, is there? No, I don't think so. This is, this goes like that. Let's see. I did really enjoy watching Simon do Meme Rister's Spiral Galaxy Sudoku puzzle. I guess I know... Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. I know all of these live together in one galaxy, and I know that's not yellow or green. So it is blue or red. Oh, it can't be red. Right. I have a bar here I didn't use. So actually, once I put that bar in, this is forced all to be blue, and it's forced to drag the blues into here. So all of this is one galaxy, because there are only 4 colors. Let me just explain that just in case you didn't get that. There are only 4 colors, and the borders tell me this one is not red, yellow, or green, so therefore it's blue. But as soon as it's blue, these cells are all blue, and as soon as that's blue, and so we get that whole thing there. That's now a border. That border reflects down there. Okay, this is a border because of this this thing, and so that's a border. I guess it was already a border because of that as well. Now this yellow is a 1-cell thing because it doesn't have a direction it can grow. The red also doesn't... Oh, no, sorry. That's not true of the red. The red doesn't have a circle, but that is... This is really a border because red and blue are different colors. So we've got that. Okay, can I do the same thing with this? So this has got to be one of the colors, and the color it is not blue. The color it is not red, because if this 2x2 went here, it would make that cell red, and it's not. So so this is where on earth is this getting a circle? Oh, it's going to do something ridiculous like this. I bet it's going to do exactly that, actually. But no matter. Red definitely comes out, is the point. So that is going to do that. But now this thing is not yellow, and it's not red, and it's not blue. So this is now forced to be green. This is a naked single green, if you... like the Sudoku terminology, and so that's going to drag it along there like that. I know I'm going to create a border there. There's definitely a border here. That creates a border there. Let's see. Yeah, the red now... Now we're sort of forcing the thing I said to at least start to be true. Because this red now, the only circle it can contiguously get to is through here. And so actually this red is now completely forced to be this one. So it is exactly what I said before. Red is forced to take all of those, which means that red also takes all of these. So we've got all of that. We can draw in some more borders here like that. So this cell now has to be red, because if it's not red, it's not going to get anything. Chad is very excited for me to fill in that cell, so I'll definitely fill in that cell for them. This cell, I don't think I know whether it is a thing or thing yet. I do know that there is a thing there. So now this is forced to be a little bitty blue galaxy. Over here. So now this galaxy comes down here like this, and it is not blue or red or green, so this galaxy is yellow. I think it's being suggested that I do that. Oh, wait, does this... I think I misunderstood the mirroring here, because the mirroring here, that cell is that cell. So, in fact, we actually do get that. And likewise, that cell is actually this cell. So, in fact, actually, the red galaxy is done, and this cell is green, so that's green. I, of course, know those aren't green. That's not green. This has to be yellow, in fact, because the yellow has to get out. And now I think I know that green is done, because this green can't grow that way, because it would force that green that way, etc. This cell now has to get out, which makes it green, which makes all of these green, which then in turn lets me do those as green, and now this is done. This is also a super cool puzzle. This is a very The Price is Right. Gotta miss Bob Barker, right? That lets me do that, which lets me extend this green out one. Which lets me do that, because I know this isn't green. Eric points out I can handle that blue. This at the bottom gives me that at the top. So actually this is done and is yellow. I think this can only be yellow, right? I think yellow can only be this circle. I don't think yellow is getting to any other circles. Why border row 7, 8, column 6? Because this can't grow left? You mean this border, right, Ambrose? This one? Oh, row 7, 8, column 6. Oh, this... this green might be able to go down. Maybe it can. It's possible. This yellow certainly can't go up, because then it would have to go off the grid. So, and there's no way this yellow can connect over to this circle. It would have to go off the grid. So yellow has to connect through here, which immediately gives me that these are yellow. And also gives me that yellow stops, because now all the directions are finished. So now this is red. And in fact, all of those are red, and red is finished. And now this is part of some previously unknown blue galaxy that looks like that, and is done. I've never done a Spiral Galaxies puzzle before, but this is super cool. Okay, whatever this is, it's red or yellow, I suppose. But whatever it is, I know that the galaxy that it forms looks exactly like this. It has no other options. Let's see. Row 8, 9, column 5. Right, this is, this galaxy cannot grow anymore, Jay points out. I don't know what color it is yet, but I do know it can't grow anymore. Oh, there's a border that I'm missing. Oh yeah, that's very dangerous. It was definitely at risk of falling off the bottom. Okay. So this cell, I guess I should just ask myself, what galaxy is this cell in? And I think the only plausible answer is that one. Like, I don't think this cell can be anywhere but there. It can't be here. It would ram it into there. So I think probably these are all connected. Oh yeah, it is. It could be a more verbose blue. There we go. Row 5, column 7. Is this not row 5, column 7? I'm not good at identifying rows and columns today. Let's see. This one. Okay, so this is... it can't be blue or yellow, and it can't be red, because if it were red, this cell would need to be red. So in fact, this just is green, which means that those are green, which is very cool. Great spot to meme wrister there. So we get all of those up there like that. That being there means that is a thing. Now I can put back the black line. Yes, now I can put back the black line. Excellent, excellent. Let's see, row 8, column 6. Yeah, it's going to have to be blue, right? I don't think there's anywhere else that this can go. I think one of the things that happens in like these genres that I'm not as experienced with is I'm like, I don't think this can go anywhere else, but I'm not 100% confident. But I think the longer I look at it, the more I realize it can't go more rows down really than this, or it would go off the bottom of the grid. So yeah, I think this has to connect to here. In fact, actually, I think this blue itself, if I just looked at it, I think it has to connect to here. This blue itself, I don't think could go anywhere else. Because where is this blue going? It can't join this. It definitely can't join that. And it can't join anything up here. I think this is forced to be blue, which makes that blue. Finishes the green. So I think my argument was this cell had to be blue. So that cell's blue. And so now this is yellow, because it now touches everything else. This cell now is definitely part of this galaxy. So this cell definitely connects there. In fact, it's going to connect like this is what's going to happen, I believe. That's not quite right. Let's see. So this just... So red can't take this cell. So red has to connect to this circle, which means this is going to be red, and it's going to look like this. Which now means this is going to look like this. I just drew it wrong, but this still, my argument was correct that this has to connect to this circle. It just looks like this instead, and it's not red or blue or green, so this is all yellow. I've gotten some really phenomenal ones for this. This was sort of set for, I encouraged people, Jemima, to set pencil puzzles, and people did just a fantastic job at making stuff. These are both blue, and this is done. Okay, and so now all of this can only be red, because this red has to get out. But in getting out, it's going to connect to here. And now that red has gone there, now I have to repeat that shape over here. Dollar bills, y'all, as they say. And so that red is going to end up looking like that. And it has no liberties, I do not believe. These are green. Yeah, the pencil puzzles that I got have been just, out of this world is a good description for this Spiral Galaxy puzzle. And so now this is yellow. And now the puzzle's done. Beautiful, beautiful puzzle. Absolutely loved that. That was super fun. I would definitely do a pack of these as well. I think this is one where a lot of cool stuff happened. Oh, there's rotational symmetry in the puzzle? I guess this red is, I guess there is a lot of rotational symmetry here. But the green is blue over here. But if this green had been green down here, then it might have been completely symmetric. If that was supposed to be obvious at the beginning, I definitely didn't notice. Alrighty. Well, we have the most chaotic evil puzzle up next. So we'll be getting to the Aqres of Shikaku Country Road puzzle shortly. But I'm going to take a quick break, and I'll be back in just a moment. So I will see you all shortly. Be right back. Alrighty, welcome back. Next up, we have a bit of an adventure. So this is a hybrid mashup of at least 3, if not more, genres. So each clue in this grid is referring to one of Shikaku, Country Road, or Acre. Or more. Could be more. Each region contains at most 1 of each clue type. And a region may contain 0, 1, or more than 1 circle. Okay. Question marks all represent a non-negative integer. With question marks within the same circle having the same value. Region borders and the country road loop may not go through any circles. Okay, so let me go over the genres quickly in an effort to do this. Okay, so in Shikaku, you need to just divide the entire grid into rectangles. So something like that, for example, would start to sort of divide the grid into rectangles. And a clue in a Shikaku tells you how many cells are in the rectangle. So if this was a Shikaku clue, it would be telling me that the rectangle had size 111 or 222 or something like that, which seems unlikely. And it is telling us to remember that in a normal Shikaku, every rectangle has a Shikaku clue, but in this, it may not be the case. There might be regions with no Shikaku clue. Okay. After we've divided the thing into regions, or in addition to dividing the thing into regions, perhaps I should say, we also have to do this whole country road business. And so the country road business involves creating a loop that goes through the grid, and it needs to visit every country in the grid at least once. So you have these. Hey, Rubik's, welcome. I hope you are doing well. Now, the bonus in Country Road is this weird rule about borders. So first of all, it has to visit every region once. I should say that part, exactly once. But also, if it does not visit a cell on one side, it has to visit the cell on the other side. And so that is how that works. Yes, it has to visit the region exactly once. Did I not say exactly once? I may not have said exactly once. Okay. So that is true. So like this thing, I mean, who knows what's going on with it? But anyway, this is just my random example. Okay, and then Acre, which I believe is a creation of Eric Fox. Someone, if they know, will correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it is an Eric Fox special. Shades some cells so that not all shaded cells form one orthogonally connected shades some cells so that all shaded cells form one orthogonally connected area. There may not exist a run of more than 3 consecutive shaded or unshaded cells horizontally or vertically in the grid. An acre clue is the amount of shaded cells in that region. So this is like a Hayawaki variant, basically. So let us try to... I can shrink myself a smidge. There we go. There we go. I'll be a scooch smaller. So let's try and figure this out. So first of all, what on earth clue can have more than one? It must be acre, because I don't know anything about acre. An acre clue is the amount of shaded cells in that region. How can anything in this be 68? There can't be 68 cells in a rectangle. There can't be 68 cells visited by a country road, and there can't be 68 shaded cells in a region. I think the puzzle is broken. Oh, I'm supposed to read this as a 6 and an 8? Does it? I mean, obviously that's what the setters are telling me. So that's telling me that one clue for this region is a 6 and one clue for this region is an 8? That is, I think, how I am meant to read this, is that one clue for this region is a 6, and one clue for this region is an 8. And in this case, in this region, it's telling me all of them are the same one. Yeah, I guess that's not how I read the first sentence, but that is a perfectly correct reading of the first sentence. Yes, that makes sense. Okay. So let us figure this out. So there's definitely... So is there... Does it say... No, a region can contain one or more than one rectangle. Sorry, so regions could have more than one thing. I was looking to see if I believed that this could be more. Although we're running into a sort of... Yes, that's true. So Nell is correct. So this region, because this is a question mark, the Shikaku clue tells us the size, and the shaded one tells us the number of shaded cells, and then the other one tells us how many things are visited by the path. So in this, every cell is shaded. Every cell is visited by the path. So this is a corner, so I can draw in some path. So yes, so I agree with that assessment. This region can't grow to come over here because I can't have 3 shaded cells in a row. I can't have more than 3 cells shaded in a row, right? So I know this is a border because of this circle. Because if I extended this... Oh, no, sorry. Never mind. Sorry. It could do that and not get to there. Never mind. So, oops, that was supposed to be blue. My road was supposed to be blue. Da-dee-dee-da-dee-da. Oh, it can't be 6. Oh, maybe it could be 6. Never mind. I was thinking I couldn't get the loop to work, but I probably could get the loop to work. Okay. And it can't be 888 either, because I can't have 4 consecutive shaded cells. And I would need to have 4 consecutive shaded cells. So it is 444 or 666 up here. It's interesting, this 3 can't be a Shikaku clue. So this 3 is either... Oh, right, and the shaded cells have to be connected. That is a thing I need to remember. I'm sure I've done an acre before in Gap, but I'm also sure it has been forever. But this region, I'm saying, has to have size strictly larger than 3, because this can't be a 3x1 region, because it would look like that. So this is not a Shikaku clue. There's either 3 shaded cells or 3 cells visited by the loop. Okay, there is a 4 in this clue. So this needs to have at least 4 cells. It can't get 4 cells going only this way. So this is at least in a region with this, although I don't know that I have any fantastic way to mark this, but these two at least are in the same region. Something can have more than one clue. Which I think I keep saying things that... No, so something can have more than one clue. Which I keep forgetting, although it can only have one clue of each type, right? So this still can't merge with this because there's 3 things in here. The 3 can't be Shikaku because it would have to be 3x1, and then it would split this circle, but the circle has to be entirely in one thing. And I can't split the question mark. So this needs to have at least 8 cells in it. Okay, so that's the point. This needs to have at least 8 cells in it. So it has to be 2x4. But it can't be 2x4 this way because that's too many clues. So it has to be 2x4 this way. There's no other way to get to 8 than to do that. So that means that in terms of rectangles, this is that rectangle. So that 8 is a Shikaku clue. I believe. Do we agree that this is forced to look like this? I think it is. Okay, and so now this can't go... Oh, this could go across there. No, it can't. So this is a little complicated to see if you've not done Country Road before, but I can't do this. Because if I do that, I'm forced to also do this. But now my loop has entered here. It has to... So my loop has now entered both of these, but it can only enter a region once, and so now my loop is forced to finish within only 2 regions, and there can't be only 2 regions. So it can't do that, so it must turn. I'm sure there's a much more elegant way to phrase that, but we'll go with it. Am I wrong? So I'm saying if this goes here, oh, maybe I don't have to cross that. Never mind. Maybe that's fine. Never mind. I think I'm wrong. So now this is either 4 or 6. I feel like it's more likely that there are 6 cells visited by the loop in this country than that there are 6 shaded cells in this country. But I don't 100% swear that that is true. Okay. I think this 3 I don't think can grow down. So I think if this grows down, I now need to take at least 5 cells. I can't grow down like that, or I now have 4 types of clue. And so I would have to grow left, but now, because of this, I'd have to grow left, and then I've already broken it. So there's definitely a border, this is my claim, there's definitely a border below the 3. And the 3 needs to extend at least far enough to take this. 3 in a row is okay. It's more than 3 in a row that I cannot have. So these join together. I'm trying to decide if this 5 can go down, or if I think the 5 has to go down. Because I have to get to at least 5 cells, no matter what. And so if I go down, I get both of these, and I say there's 2 things that are the same. But then the 2 things that are the same would have to include the Shikaku clue. And so I'd have to be saying either everything in this is shaded, or everything in this is loop. But everything in this is loop is perfectly plausible. And maybe even there being 5 shaded cells in it is plausible. So maybe it's okay if the 5 goes down. Maybe it's actually, instead I should look at what happens if the 5 doesn't go down. Because if the 5 doesn't go down, this region looks exactly like this. There is no way it can be anything else. Because now, if the 5 doesn't go down, I need at least 5 cells, so I take these. But now there's a 6, so I need at least 6 cells, so I take these. But now I can't grow any more because I've got all the clues. And so the question would be, what would there be 5 of, and what would there be 4 of? And so, unfortunately, it's possible to have 5 shaded cells, I believe. Or, for that matter, 5 loop cells. I don't think there's a... I don't think there's an immediate thing that breaks with this. Oh, I think this separates the grid. I think I can't separate the grid in 2 because of the loop thing. Because I think if this is a region, how am I drawing a loop that connects through here and through here without passing through orange twice? Now, I feel like this is the exact argument I made before that Math Pesto and Nordy both told me was wrong, so correct me if I'm wrong. But I don't think if I separate the grid in 2, I can possibly avoid visiting this twice. Do we disagree? I don't think there's any way to only visit this once. So therefore the 5 has to grow down, is the point. And so if the 5 has to grow down, then it either grows down, I guess it either grows down like that or grows like that, but I don't think I know which one it is yet. But I can draw my little helper X's in. Oops, that's not it. I'll draw my little helper X's to remind me that there's not a border here. I don't understand what the statement max country road length in orange would have been 3 means. It's not that the shaded cells are the same as the country road cells, right? The only rule is I can't shade more than 3 cells in a row. You can't draw through the circles? I don't think it says I can't draw the loop through the circles. Does it? Sorry, I'm reading the sentence over and over again. Is it at the top? Oh, first paragraph. Yes, okay. Region borders in the country road loop may not go through circles. Okay. So yes, so that is a better reason for arguing this. Okay, so my country road, unbeknownst to me, can't go through circles. Okay. I know there are only 4 paragraphs of rules. Yes. Okay. Jay Dyer is convinced this is a 2x2, which I keep seeing, and then keep not being sure how to prove. So I guess the thing I'm worried about is how to prove it's not a 4x1. Because it's got to have at least 4 cells, but it can't take any more clues. So the question is, how do I know it's not that? I guess. Okay, so now people are talking about the 4-6 clue. So the 4-6 clue definitely needs to go down because it can't go across for the same reason we just discussed. So the 4-6 clue needs to go down. Okay, so the 4-6 clue definitely includes these cells. And so in fact, actually, this does have to go straight up. Okay, so this does go straight up because it can't join the 4-6 clue. Okay, so that is there. So therefore, because everything is a rectangle, that's a border. Because I can't... Oh, I could have a 1x1. Never mind. I don't have a rule against 1x1s. But I do have a border here, but I might also be able to split this some more. Is it completely clear that this isn't that? I think it is clear that whatever happens, this region includes these 2 cells. So I can draw myself some little helper X's to tell myself that this is going to make it into there. Let's see. That's true. There's no loop here. I don't have a fantastic way of denoting that, but I suppose I can just put an X there to say that there's no loop there. Let's see. If this was, I guess there's just no reason to... Oh no, at least this far is one region, I guess. So this could be a 1x1 cell. I think this 1x1 cell is fine. Right. Okay, so the 5 can't expand this way anymore. And so J. Dyer's point is now the 5 is completely forced to look like this. And so either every cell in here is shaded or every cell in here is loop. If every cell in here is loop, the loop has to take a U shape through this because it can't go through the clues, apparently. But that seems okay to me. So if this 6 was the number of cells visited, the country road would need to visit all 6 of these. I don't think there's an immediate problem with that. My shaded cells here is less than 4, because if I shaded 4 cells, I would definitely break the Aqres shading. The whole, like, I remember the weird thing about Aqres is always how, like, the no more than 3 makes the connectedness weird. So if I were to shade all of these, I would have to then shade something like... I would have to shade this cell. This would be the only cell I could shade that would get me out of it. And then I could shade something like that, and go on from there. I feel like I probably should know something about what it looks like if you shade a region of this size in an acre, but I definitely don't. Right, okay. So Jay Dyer's point is there has to be loop going back here, because if there's no loop going back here, I can't get to 5, and I need at least 5 loop cells. So we know we get at least that much loop. And this is a corner, so the loop does that. So that's a very good spot from Jay Dyer, and now that's huge because it's going to give us X's in all of these, which means it's going to give us O's in all of these. O's meaning the loop definitely visits those cells. It went into row 2 because it can't go through this 3 clue. And so this is an alleyway, if you like. Okay. Oh, right. KNT makes a good point. I don't know about this cell because this could be in a 1x1 region. Okay, so if this has to be in a loop, the loop has to go straight up. There's no choice but for the loop to go straight up, and then it has to turn there. So we can get rid of that. We can get rid of that. Oh, right. These circles are now no longer known. Okay, but we do now get this. And so the thing there are 5 of, to no one's great surprise, is shaded cells. And the thing there are in this row, there are 3 shaded cells. Or maybe there's 3 shaded cells in these 4, who knows? Oh, this is a corner, because that is an X. I don't remember how we showed it was an X, but somehow we decided it was an X. And this path has to keep going because it can't turn up there either, so it's going to go there. So my loop does that now. And so it either does that or it does that. This is a corner, so we might as well fill in the corner stuff. Because it can't go through the 4, 6 again. There's no way the X could possibly, there's no way the loop could come here, because it would get trapped in the dead end. And for that matter, there's no way the loop could come here because it would get trapped in the dead end. So there are either 4 loop cells or 6 loop cells. Is one of those obviously impossible? 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't think either of these is impossible. So if this goes this way, it might connect up, annoyingly. Oh, no, that's not possible. Yeah, where is... Oh, no, it is possible because this might be a different region. Right. So the number of cells is either 4 or 6. And neither way is it possible that the cell visits this, Garion points out. That's very smart, because either the loop is going 4 and does that, or is going 6 and it's forced to do that. It never goes to this cell, so this cell is never loop. And if that cell's never loop, those 2 are loop, which means this is a separate region. Oops, wrong color. We know the loop comes through here because of that X, which means question mark is 3 over here. And so there are 3 shaded cells, and there are 3 loop cells. I still don't know which is 4 and which is 6 here. The 1 by 1 is a corner. So now this can only connect through that. This connects through there. And so now I cannot grab this cell without doing that. And so now that's an X. And so there are in fact not 6 road cells in here. The 6 is an acre clue. So there is 1 unshaded cell in each of these rows. And if that unshaded cell were over in any of these cells, it would break the acre. So these cells are all shaded. Just to repeat that, I need to put 3 shaded cells in each row because I can't put 4 in either. So that means I get 1 unshaded cell in each of these rows. But if that unshaded cell were in either of these 2, I'd get 4 shaded cells in a row. So these are all shaded. That's given. Yeah, so I only get one unshaded cell in these cells, Jay Dyer is pointing out. And so if the unshaded cell were this or this, that would be a problem. So these are both shaded. And one of these two is shaded. I can decirclify these cells because they have already met their circle requisite. So assuredly, if these are all shaded now, that's a problem. Maybe just not. Maybe just not. I think I can just barely imagine what it looks like in the world where that's not true. Right. This is an X, Daniel points out. So this is obligated to be in the loop. Okay, sorry. This is an X that I did not put an X through. But just by the rules, Daniel is pointing out, because this is effectively an X, this cell has to be visited, which finishes the loop. I will bring out Zach for the famous loop dance. Woo! Thank you, Zach. The 5 is the number of shaded cells in here. Okay, so 4 is the number of shaded cells in this region. Bye, Nell. And 3 is the number of shaded cells in here. Okay. I think I can do more. 3 is the number of shaded cells in this region, which means one of these two is shaded. Whichever of these two is shaded means the one over here is unshaded by the 3 in a row rule. So that means all of these are shaded, because my unshaded one is one of these. And now, actually, I'm not making any connection in here, because this is basically an X-wing. Because I can't shade both of these. If I shade both of these, I unshade both of these, and then I can't get to 3. So these are both shaded. But these are either shaded like that or shaded like that in order to make this work. Let's see. Yes, this is also an X-wing, although this X-wing actually does do some geometric connecting because it goes through here. Oh yeah, we don't need blue X's anymore, that's true. I mean, arguably, we don't need the blue path anymore because the blue path no longer has any rule significance. So yeah, I have to connect. Yeah, so this is definitely a, like, think about how you connect. I think if this cell is shaded, we might be screwed. Let's see, Sarah says this must be shaded. Yes, I think I agree with Sarah. I think if this cell is unshaded, then the world where that looks, or the world where that happens looks like this. But now remember, this has to connect, and it's not connecting through here, so this would be shaded and unshaded and unshaded and shaded. Uh-oh, wait, is this not broken? I'm now terrified that this is not actually broken, because I think this can still connect through there. Am I wrong? That's annoying. I thought for sure this was going to work, but no, that I think, unfortunately, that is okay. I think I kind of feel like this cell has to be shaded. What if this cell's unshaded? I think that might break. If this cell is unshaded, then we go shaded, shaded, unshaded. This now has to be shaded. Maybe this is okay too. This might be exactly the path we were down on before. Let's see. The fact that we only get 4 shaded cells in here is quite interesting. I know I'm not making a connection through here. Okay. So I think this is about, I'm not making a connection through here to these 2 cells. How are these 2 cells connecting? They're not making a connection. Oh, they could be making the connection through here like that, annoyingly. I was thinking it was going to have to be through there, but it doesn't have to be through there. Oh, right. I can't connect through here. Because if I can connect through here, I've put 4 shaded cells in a row. So I definitely don't connect through there. So that means I do have to connect through here, which I think means this cell can't be green. I think if this cell is green, I have run out of ways to connect. Oh no, I could connect through here. Connecting through here is fine. Because I could do something like that. No, I can't do that. I could do something like that, and that's okay, potentially. Yeah, so I think that, and then that, no. That, no. That doesn't work because it doesn't connect this. Right, I need to connect this. Because I still need to connect. This needs to connect one of these 2, but it can't connect both. It's awfully hard for this to connect to that through this box. So, in the world where these are green and these are gray, what has to happen here? How are my 4 cells that are shaded here simultaneously connecting this to that as well as this to that? I don't think it's possible. Because I could do that, but now I only have 2 cells going through here. Or I could do something like that. Oh no, but then I can't connect these. Oh, I could if I did that, couldn't I? Dagnammit, I think that's fine. So I think the answer is it's fine. Let's see. Oh, I cut the top left off. Let's see. Will it let me rewind? No, it will not let me rewind, sadly. Oh, no, it will let me redo. Okay, so that put 4 in row 5. Ah, it did put 4 in row 5. But I mean, I feel like there's no way we can turn this into a way to solve the puzzle, because this is just, like, sprawling through bifurcations that are, like, not the kind of bifurcations that even in a pencil puzzle are going to, like, actually get us somewhere. Okay, so let's see. Mario says a few people have said, Mario included, that row 3, column 2 has to be shaded. So let's try and convince ourselves that if this is unshaded, then we need to, then the puzzle breaks. Because if this is unshaded, this cell has to be shaded, because this can't connect through here. So this cell has to be shaded. And so that makes this cell unshaded. And so now this cell has to be shaded, because otherwise this can't connect. So now this cell's unshaded, and so this cell is unshaded and shaded. Am I just going to have to force am I just going to have to like make an argument about every possible way to put 4 shaded cells into this box? I feel like there's probably an elegant form of that argument, but I don't know what it is. But I mean, it's not even obvious that this is broken, and we're 20 steps into placing this. But I think it is broken, because I don't think I can, with 4 cells, connect these things in. But I don't have a... I don't see a good way to sort of formulate what it is that's actually going on. Okay, so Garian's way is to say you need 3 grays to connect the bottom left. So is that not doing it in 2? Am I missing something? Oh, that's not the bottom left. Sorry, this is the bottom left. Other left. So, yeah, so if I try and do it this way, it's not going to work. So yeah, there's no way to spend fewer than 3 cells connecting these grays. But this cell can be gray. If this cell is gray, I can just do it like that, right? That's only 2 cells. I fear that this can be done in 2 cells. So, as part of making this argument, we need to actually argue that even though it's possible to connect them in 2, if you did connect them in 2, the other wouldn't work. Because I do believe I'm probably now prepared to argue this. And I would bet that if you did enough Acre, you probably would know an elegant way to frame this. But this is ugly as sin, as it currently sits. Because... But I do agree, I just can't connect this to anything without doing that, or using more things. But it is not a pretty argument or deduction. But if we say, okay, fine, you need 3... to do this to that. And I'm sure there is a nice way. But if you say we need 3 to do this one, and then 1 to do this one, then maybe you get some cells that you don't, or that you can't shade. So I guess the point is I only have 1 cell to connect this whole area, and so that's going to force these 2 to be shaded. So I think Garian's point tells me these 2 have to be shaded. because I only get one cell to connect this, and if I don't make this cell shaded, I can't connect this to that in one. But I'm willing to believe that I have missed something. Like maybe I'm able to connect this to the part where we connect these three. Alrighty. I'm just gonna take it. This is ceased being fun, so I'll take it. Let's see. Okay, so let's try and see if I like Nordy's way of seeing this. So Nordy's way is to say, look at this being unshaded and see what happens. And so if this is unshaded, then you have to convince yourself that you can't sort of bend this around here. And so this has to do with this sort of structure I was looking at before. So this is, I think, this is the perfect, if you had done Aqres before, or if you'd done an acre before, I think this would be a very natural question to ask. Because of the fact that I can't do 4 in a row down here, tells me I can't get out through a length 3 thing. And so this is indeed, I think once you see this pattern, and once you understand what this pattern means in acre, I think this is a natural thing to do. So this has to be shaded, is the point. And then I think once you see that, I think this is, I think then you realize this has to be shaded, because otherwise... Oh, no, you don't. You don't, because this could be shaded still. But if that's shaded, it presumably is a problem for something else. Yeah, if that's shaded, it's a problem for this, I think. Yeah. If this is shaded now, it disconnects this piece, I believe. Maybe not. Let's see. It's gonna isolate one of them. Yeah, I still don't like this. Sorry, Nordy. This is still too messy. So if I make this green, I have to shade this. And now I'm going to have problems over here because I'm not going to get there in 4. But this is still not pleasing to me. But I think we agree, basically because we've done some very long chains to convince ourselves this has to connect through here. And now I've only got 3 cells to connect this over. Let's see. So is it if this is unshaded? I'm still, admittedly, my brain has not completely wrapped this around. So what are the 2 possibilities for this? It's those 2 are shaded, which looks good, or those 2 are shaded, which is bad because it completely disconnects this. So now the top X-wing has to do that. So these 2 have to do that. Okay. This is green because I have to avoid 3 in a row. Let's see. I need one of these 2 to be shaded. If that's shaded, it's still not going to let me connect down. Oh no, if this is shaded, it's already connected down. I don't even have to worry about it. Oh, okay, that's the point. If I shade this cell, then I unshade both of these, and now I've disconnected the top. So I can't shade this cell. So this is unshaded, and so therefore this is automatically shaded. This is automatically shaded, or I don't connect. So this is unshaded over down there. If I unshade this cell now, I have a very serious problem because now I've disconnected this piece. So this cell has to be shaded, and that cell has to be shaded for the same reason. And now I only have one more shaded cell, so it's that one. And then these are unshaded. Even with the quote-unquote nice way, I still need to make this black at the bottom. I feel like this was 3/4 of a nice puzzle, and then could have really used an extra clue or something at the end. Or maybe could have used Zeta has done a few more Acre puzzles in the past year than Zeta has done. I do think probably if you're used to Acre patterns, I bet this is something that shows up. Like, this kind of thing, I've done enough Hayawaki. I think probably if it were the Hayawaki version of this deduction, I would know it. But having not done Acre before, this did not... Having not done much Acre before, this made me less inclined to do Acre before. But I really liked the country road and the Shikaku bits a lot. I thought that was a fun thing, and I enjoyed that. But this is also the end of the pencil puzzle official submissions. So we have unofficial pencil puzzle submissions. So I think we are going to do the unofficial pencil puzzle submissions next. So I think in my brain now, probably it is wise to do the 9x9 version of this puzzle next. Because if I don't do the 9x9 version of this puzzle next, I think my brain is going to have completely forgotten everything I just learned about Acre. So I'm going to take a short break, and then we're going to come back, and we're going to do a 9x9 version of this, and then we'll see from there. But thank you for joining me for the journey through the pencil puzzle thing. I mean, if you send it to me, I might do it. The unofficial submissions were all unofficial because the people who submitted them said, I think this is a 4 and not a 3. And so I don't want to punish the people who said that for being honest, because they could have just said it was a 3 and then I would have done it and then complained. So I'm just going to do the ones that I was warned. So there's one from Math, Pesto, and Nordy, and there is one from KNT that we'll do. Alrighty, but anyway, short break, and then we'll be back with a 9x9. Alrighty, welcome back. So we get to do this again. So it's exactly the same rules, I hope. Please tell me it's the same rules and that nothing changed. And there we go. So first thing I see is that this 0 has to be an acre clue, because it can't be the case that the country is 0 cells, and it can't be the case that the country road visits 0 cells. That would break the rules. So these cells are both automatically unshaded. Likewise, this 0 also has to be an acre clue for exactly the same reason. So these are both unshaded. So that's already telling us that we're either going to have to connect through here, or through here when it comes time to do this. This triple question mark and this triple question mark, we learned last time, means that everything involved is shaded. So we actually know all of those are shaded. Because the triple question mark means there's the same number of cells. They're all visited by the road. And thingy thing. Yep. And that. Yep. So we've got that as well. I do know there's a region, or there's a rectangle boundary between these. So I've got that. This thing needs to be at least 4 in size. Could it go like that? Maybe. Oh, good point. The question mark definitely can't connect to that cell. I'm trying to decide if I think this can just go straight up. Maybe that doesn't matter. This already has 3 clues in it, so this can't go down or up. So this needs to get to that many clues. This has 3 clues in it already, so it tells me, okay. So this needs to have more cells than 3, and it can't join that. So this at least needs to take all of these cells. And it can't take that cell because that would be 4 clues. So this, in fact, is our first rectangle. So that is actually completely forced. Let's see. This does need to make sure it doesn't take any extra clues, but it looks to me like there's a few ways that it could do that. So the 4 and the 5 are the number of shaded cells and the number of country road cells, notably. So I visit at least most of it. Oh, the country road can't visit this cell because this cell is knocked off. So there's at least 1 cell not visited by the country road involved. Let's see. If the country road does not visit this cell, which is Memrister's point, it doesn't visit that cell either, and now it's too small. So the country road definitely visits here, which forces this whole thing into the country road, which is a very cool observation. Oh, it can't be 4. That's awesome. It can't be 4, because if it were 4, it would do this, but now it's visited this region twice. That's not allowed, so it must be 5. It must go up here. No, that's not true. Never mind. Sorry. It could go down. Sorry. It could go down. Darn it. I got overexcited. Oh, because this is an X. Right. Because this is an X. That is a good point. let's see. This 4 has an annoying number of options, which I do not appreciate. Let's see. So it is true that if this was an X, I would have a country road doing that right there. Which would then, of course, go exactly like that. Seems okay. This 7 needs to be part of something that is either 2x4 or 3x3 or maybe even larger than that, but I don't think it can be larger than that. Just because of the way this is currently set up, because the 7 isn't allowed to interact with that. So it could be something like that as a 2x4. Or it could be... Oh, it can't be that. Oh, no, it could, because the 7 can't be the 7 would be a country road clue. It probably could be that. I was thinking the 7 could be the shaded, but the 7's not the shaded. Yeah, the 7 definitely can't take this clue. None of them would be a Shikaku clue. Oh, here's an easy one that I should have... No. Sorry. No. That's not how that works. Never mind. Sorry. My brain went a little bit off. Yeah, it's either this 3x3 or this 2x4. I don't think there's anything else it could be. Actually, maybe it could take the 0 clue. Maybe Mario's right. Maybe it could take the 0 clue. That would just mean all of this is unshaded. I don't think it would break any acre rules. Is there a rule that I can't have 3 unshaded cells in a row? Oh, there is a rule that I can't have more than 3 unshaded cells in a row. Who knew? I did not. It did not come up in the previous puzzle, because in the previous puzzle, almost every cell was shaded. But in fact, surprise knowledge, you can't have 3 unshaded cells in a row, or more than 3 unshaded cells in a row either. So in fact, these cannot join because that would make too many unshaded cells. These can't join because it would make too many unshaded cells. So in particular, this 0-4 can't stretch like this, because that would put 3 unshaded cells in a row, or 4 unshaded cells in a row. So definitely it is this. So if you know the rules to the puzzle, then you get that. Okay, so now I have to be a little bit careful with this, I suppose. So for example, this can't extend left anymore, because if it extended left, that would make 4 greens in a row. So this is now its own person. This could extend down 1. Okay, but now the 7 can only possibly be a 3x3. It has no other outs anymore, because I need to get to at least 7. Is there any universe where I color 7 cells in here and it doesn't break? Annoyingly, yes. That doesn't... Oh, that does break. but in a somewhat complicated way. So there have to be shaded cells in the 7, so I either have to shade both of these or shade both of these, or I've not connected my shaded cells out. And I have to connect my shaded cells out. It's going to be awfully hard. In fact, I just outright can't do it. This is a thing I remember from my Acre experience. I could never connect out through here, because if I try to connect out through here, I get 3 shaded cells in a row, and then I can't shade the other one. So I always have to connect out through here. So these are always shaded, which means these are both always unshaded, which means this is always shaded, because otherwise I've got 4 unshadeds in a row, and I need to connect in here. I believe. This rectangle needs to continue down, I saw chat pointing out, so it needs to continue down at least that far. Like that. This now can't come over here, because this has to be shaded as well. For the same reason. Otherwise, I'm not actually bridging the shaded cells up here to the other shaded cells in the grid. So this rectangle doesn't go right. It might or might not be able to go down one more. This is unshaded because it would make 5 shadeds in a row if I shaded it. This is still shaded because, again, the shaded has to connect through here. It has no other way of connecting. Let's see. I can only just still fit 7 shaded cells in here. I could just make it that if I wanted to, I think. This 4 definitely does go right because it can't go only up anymore. I agree with that assessment. This green could come down 1 more. This needs to grow, actually, because this needs to actually just take this whole thing, because I need to get to at least 4 cells, and 4 is the maximum number of cells it can have. So that, in fact, grows out to there, and that is done. Don't think I quite know what to make of this yet. Because it could still be that question mark is a 2, and the road goes like that, and or like that. If question mark becomes a 3, I know some stuff about the road. Let's see. Garion says this can't go left. So if it does, it absorbs all of those and then blocks off this. That's a very good spot from Garion, so this does not go left. Can it be that? I worry that it can. I wanted it to have to go up. It might even be able to go only up, which would be unfortunate. Let's see. Yeah, I can shade this cell if I do that. That's okay. I was trying to decide if I could say anything about shading around here. But I don't think I can. if this 7 is a country road clue, it has to sort of wind around like that. Good point from Memerister. If this goes down 1, now this 5 can't finish. In fact, actually, this 5, once that got fixed in, this 5 was automatically fixed. I just didn't notice. Because this 5 now needs all of those. So that rectangle is done. I feel like there's probably a theorem that tells me I can't let these two be black, but I don't know. But it would create that same shape that kept being problematic in the previous puzzle. So at most 2 of these cells are black. Because if I make 3 of these cells black, I definitely have created 4 in a row. And that means there's a maximum of 4 shaded cells in this. So therefore the 4 clue is a shading clue, and these are both shaded. Is the punchline of all of that. The 5 is a country road clue. And so actually the 5 being a country road clue actually forces exactly what it looks like. Because of the fact that I can't visit this cell and I have to veer around this. So there's some country road. Probably I have to worry about connectivity here. Where if I choose these to be my 2 shaded cells... Actually, maybe I can even connect... No, I don't think I can connect out through here. This is the weird thing. Yeah, I could like shade those 3 and connect out through here from here is the weird thing about that. But then I couldn't connect this in. Oh, Lord. It is true, this is at a corner, so it can only go up. This can't go right, it can only go up. So therefore, this can't go right, because if this goes right, I've now entered this country twice. And therefore I have to end in there, and my loop would only visit 2 countries. So this has to go up, still can't go right, has to go up, can't go up any further, so it has to go right, and then it has to go up like that, because it still can't visit this country, or it would be forced to finish. Garion has a good spot, which which is that this is now next to a country road that's not visited, so it has to be a thing, so it's a circle. Let's see. Oh, I know everything in this is visited by the country road. So this is a corner and it just looks like this, and this is a corner and it just looks like that. And now I know this country can't continue anymore, because if this country... Oh, maybe it could, actually, sorry. If this country continued, I could maybe do that. I still think it would be a huge problem with the shading, but I don't swear that's the case. I need 3 shaded cells in this region now. They're certainly not these 3 cells, so this cell is shaded. I need 2 shaded cells in these. It's certainly not these 2 cells, so this cell is shaded. Row 3, column 1 has to be country road, because one of the rules of country road is that if you're across a border from a cell that's unvisited, then you have to visit. Yeah, so this could be, I think. I don't think there's a problem with that. Immediately. Okay, so so the road now, Garion points out, is forced to continue around the 7 because it just only has one path to get to there. So that is that. Doesn't visit 04 twice. Oh, right. This road, the point of chat that I didn't understand is this road can't go up, because if this road goes up, I visited the 04 twice. So it's got to go there. There's a border here that has been there for forever, because as soon as this was green, this couldn't be part of this. And so now there actually is a country road doing that, because this has to be a country road by virtue of being in a question mark. And it has to go not through the thing. And now I have to be careful that I don't accidentally create some odd number of ends kind of thing. Have I just finished this rectangle? I don't think I know. Oh, right. Row 3, column 5 could be country road. Darn it. This border is correct, but only if these two are both in the country that is this question mark, does that happen, and that's probably not the case, because it could go like that. That's a good spot. Ambrose points out this cell always has to be on the road, because if this goes up and visits here, it's on the road. And if this doesn't go up and visit there, then it's on the road for a different reason, namely for the country road rules reason. And once this is on the road has to go at least this far, because I need to have 2 or 3 country road cells in this thing, because the number of country road is equal to the number of shaded cells. And this can't be country road, because if it was, the road would visit all of these, and they would have to all be shaded, and that would be a problem for a bunch of reasons. So this is not road. And so the road turns like that. And now this cell's always country road for the same reason, because either this comes here, in which case it goes there, or this doesn't come here, in which case it goes there for the other reason. So this is always country road. I don't think this can be not country road anymore. Right. This cannot be not country road anymore, because one of these two ends both have to get out of this country, and the only ways these two ends are getting out of this country is through this country and through this country. So if this was country road, that would be cutting this off. So this is not country road. And so therefore this is country road, because it's on the other side. I don't know yet if this connects like this or if it connects like that. And I don't know if this connects like this or if it connects like that. I don't think. No, this is forced to be country road because of that X. Good spot to chat. I did not see that. So that actually forces that. Which now means this is not country road. Which means that this is and this is. Because they're across borders. And so this comes here. And so, as we might have predicted by uniqueness, the 7 is not a country road clue. So the 7 is a shading clue. because there's 8 as the country road clue. And so probably there's only one way to shade 7 cells. Maybe, possibly. This cell, I could have just said before, can't be shaded, because if this cell was shaded, this would not connect by definition. Oh, wait, maybe that's not true. Sorry, I don't think that's true. Unfortunately. If this is shaded, it could connect through here and be fine. Okay. Let's do it this way. This can't be unshaded because it would be the only unshaded one, and that would shade both of these. In fact, these can't both be shaded. And because these can't both be shaded, everything else must be shaded. Let's do it that way. Okay, and so now if this is unshaded, it's just flat out disconnected. So that's shaded, and this is unshaded. And so we get this. Okay, so we got there eventually. I was right to suspect that it was going to be forced. So now this is shaded just to connect. Now this is unshaded just because I can't have 3 in a row. This is unshaded because I can't have 3 in a row. Now if this X-wing looks like this, these don't connect. So this X-wing looks like this. We have to dig back in our memory banks to remember that that was an X-wing. This has to come out here. Like that, otherwise it doesn't connect. This has to come out like this, otherwise it doesn't connect. We have to avoid 3 in a row. So this goes through here. Like that. This could be shaded or not, but this is always shaded, because if this is not shaded, I've trapped my thing. So this is always shaded because this always connects through here. So in fact, this is also always shaded and this is never shaded because I still have to keep connecting my gray, and I just can't do it through one of these length 3 things. This is starting to have I'm slowly regaining my memory of acre puzzles I've done. Right. Garion makes a good point. This region is done now because it only gets one unshaded thing. Let's see. I don't really know anything about this 4-5 region, I don't think. As of yet. Welcome back, Malcolm. This can't be country road. I think this is going to be a completely useless deduction, but this cell can't be country road because it doesn't have 2 outs because it can't go through the question mark. Or sorry, can't go through the 4-5. Trying to decide if I can say anything at all about this, but I don't know that I can. Okay, I know one of these 2 has to be shaded because otherwise I've got too many greens in a row. But annoyingly, both of them could be shaded, I believe, as best I can tell. Here's a cool piece of logic. This cell is not in the same region as one of these 2. I don't know which, but this cell can't be in the same region as both of these because that would be 4 clues. And therefore, I cannot not have any country road down here, because if I had no country road down here, that would be 2 regions that touched each other with no country road on both sides of a border. So I think that means the country road has to go down there like that. And I think that could have been the first thing I filled in the puzzle. So this comes up over here. This comes up here because of that X. That was very slick setting, by the way. I liked that. That is definitely the coolest step in either of these puzzles so far. I really liked that. That was as Meme Rister says, that was sick. Also, my brain has a really hard time keeping track of the fact that there's a Meme Rister and a Nemafish that are spelled the same, but pronounced differently. My brain is slowly getting a hold of it, but every time I go to think about it, I have to think very hard. Okay, so if this 2 went left like that, the 2 would not be referring to country road. It would have to be referring to shaded. These 2's join. Lord, okay. Trying to decide how to combine any of these. Surely something in the grid can be expanded. That is my prediction. Is it the shading? Can I do something with shading? I mean, I think these are probably both unshaded, but technically that could be shaded. So I don't think this cell can be country road for basically the same reason why this had to be. Because... Oh, maybe it could be if it's like that. I think I would need to know one more thing about this this border to know that. Let's see. So this cell is shaded exactly when the country road goes here. I can't see how my brain can quite wrap itself around that, but it's true. The 7, I guess I've not really appreciated the fact that this 7 needs to be in a huge region. And so the 7 can only come down if it looks like that, and that's not possible. Okay, so this 7 can't go down. Oh, no, crap. It could if it's actually this. I think the 7 might be able to be a 2x5 like this. With the country road visiting... Oh, no, it can't be. It can't be. Waha! It can't do that. Okay. So it can't do this because the country road would need to visit every cell in order for this to question mark to be true. But it can't visit that cell. So the 7 just can't go down at all because the 7 going down immediately grabs that, which then pushes it up because it can't push left anymore. But now the 7 can't be anything. I can't shade 7 cells. I can't have the country road visit 7 cells. And in particular, this question mark says I do something in every cell, and there's nothing I can do in every cell. So the 7 just doesn't go down. And if the 7 doesn't go down... that certainly means it goes up at least 1. Because I can't get there in this row alone. And so this is road now, Ambrose points out. Because the 7 can't go down, this cell can't be visited by the road. This cell has to be visited by the road, and so the road does that. Okay, that's slick. Okay, and now these have to be in the same country because otherwise the road has left and re-entered. So in fact, this country now looks like this. Because otherwise our road has entered and left and re-entered, which it's not allowed to do. Okay. So that finishes the question mark, because question mark is 6, and now I need to shade 2 cells in this country. Do I know anything about which 2 it is? I don't think I quite do yet. I don't think I know a lot about this 2 yet. Oh, right. I know these 2 are in the same country. And so because these 2 are in the same country, this road definitely can't come back there. Garion pointed that out to me. I was trying to do something way more complicated, but that will do it. So the road comes up here. The 7 definitely includes this cell, because I can't finish the 7 like that. So this road is now in the region with the 7. I can go ahead and just mark that, and I know the 7 goes up, so I know all of this is in a region together at least. But that region could, for example, even maybe be that for all I know. Right. These shaded cells need to connect, and Hook is pointing out that because there's only 2 shaded cells in here, and also various other reasons, my shaded cells can't connect through here. So the shaded cells definitely connect through here. So this cell is definitely shaded. FJam was also on the same page, because I only get 2 shaded cells down here. Is the point. I feel like I should probably be able to do something with this 4-5. Is it possible that this 4-5 is entirely vertical? If so... Well, that's not going to work for the country road, because either if this was entirely vertical... Oh, unless the 5 is... maybe the 5 is the Shikaku clue. If the 5 is the Shikaku clue... No, that still doesn't work. No, if the 5 is the Shikaku clue and the 4 is the number of shaded cells, that might barely work. Unfortunate, but I think true. If the road goes left... When we talk about the road going left, where are we talking? Are we talking about here, the road going left? We'll cut off itself. Okay, so the road will come here. And then it just has no choice, just because of the sort of the barriers in here. Once the road comes here, It either goes here, in which case it's finished, or it goes here, in which case this is finished. Okay, so I agree with Mimrister. The road cannot go left. The road must go north. Because of the sort of plethora of barricades that have been set up for it. So the road goes up. So is this 7 the wrong parity to be a country road clue? Like if the 7... Oh, here's a good point I should have made ages ago. That was like a key point in the last puzzle. This 4 has to at least take these cells, because I can't have 4 in a row shaded. So these are at least taken like that. Wait, no, that's not how it works. Never mind, sorry. I misread the clue. Nope, I misread the clue. Yes, the question marks do not have to be 4. That is correct. I'm trying to see if there's any way this 7 is a country road clue. So certainly not if the 7 is this. Maybe if the 7 is this. Not if the 7 is that, even, actually. Yeah, it doesn't look like it can be, but I don't see a particularly elegant way to convince myself of that. I'd really love to be able to know that, like, for example, this... Okay, maybe... So if this extends left, then because of the country road, this also extends right, because the country road needs to visit every cell in here. So if this extends left, the country road visits here. It can't then visit both of these without this, so it would have to also go that direction. Surely that must be broken, right? But not that I can tell. This is not road, that's true. We do know that. Because it's a dead end. Does it have to extend at all? Oh, it does have to extend. Right. That's the point. This needs to extend in order for the road to actually visit every cell. This can't be 2 cells. And we just said if it extends left, it extends right anyway. So this always extends right, which means all of these are shaded, which means these are both unshaded. Thank you, Gary. And that was really, that was awesome. Okay, and so now this certainly can't extend any further to this direction. This can't extend down. So we know it does that. I know, okay, so now, in order that I visit... In order that I visit all of these cells... I'm so going to say something wrong here. But I need to visit all of these cells with a country road. And I have to be super careful about how I do that, given that I have to sort of wrap around here. What did I say that was wrong, Nordy? Okay, let's try and imagine this. It's the world where it does not go right. I was talking about the question mark clue this whole time. Chat has been over some other place, but I haven't really been paying attention to that. So why was I convinced that it couldn't just extend left? Oh, it was because I assumed that it started at this circle, but it doesn't have to start at the circle. That's what I convinced myself of. Somehow in my brain, the circle was going to be the cell that it entered this region in, but the circle doesn't have to be the cell that the country road enters this region in. So I agree, it definitely extends left or right. So one thing the fact that it extends left or right means is that it doesn't extend down. Because if it extended down, then it would not be able to extend left or right. Because if it extended left, that can't be shaded. And if it extended right, that can't be shaded. So this is definitely too high. Sorry to hear you have a cold pause, but I hope you enjoy the puzzles. Okay, I'm very willing to talk about the 7 down here. I was just, I was off in my own little Zetaverse. So there can't be a border here is the point. That's why Memrister's point is so important. There can't be a border between these two cells, because if there's a border between these two cells, I've just broken the rules of Country Road. So my 7 goes up at least to here. But it's still got options, I believe. Okay, and so now this thing definitely goes left, because now it certainly doesn't have enough room to only go down anymore. About 14 by my estimate, Nordy. I probably can cull some of them if I want, but I'm not looking to do an elaborate case analysis. I realize you may wish me to do an elaborate case analysis, but I would rather avoid it if possible. But like, at least a priori, we don't know it's not that. Like, this can just take 3 question marks a bunch of different ways. Like, I think it's probably not gigantic, but I certainly don't feel like I'm in a good position to prove it's not gigantic. And it being gigantic would make it a lot easier to do this. But also, I think if I try and exhaust all the cases, I think I'm going to miss one. My gray coming over here is very interesting. The fact that I know there's 4 shaded cells in here is interesting. Trying to figure out which of these clues makes the most sense to look at. Like, do I know this isn't just a domino, for example? I don't think I know any reason why it can't just be a domino. I do know a reason it can't just be a domino. No, it doesn't work. No, I do know it can't be a domino. Okay. So if this region was a domino, we're imagining this for a second, it's going to break country road rules. Because if this region is a domino, this cell is unvisited. So therefore, this cell is visited, but this cell doesn't have 2 directions to go. So this is not a domino. So now, can I actually get any deductions out of the fact that this is not a domino? Well, that means it's part of something that's got 2 of something. Which interestingly means it doesn't go both up and left. So it either goes up or left, because if it goes up and left, it doesn't have 2 of anything. So it either goes left, in which case the 2 would have to be saying these 2 cells are unshaded. Which looks okay to me. Or it would have to go up, in which case it would have to be saying these 2 cells are unshaded. Oh, that's bad. That's gonna make the country road unable to finish. So I don't think it can go up. I think if this goes up, I've created a wall that these 2 roads can't pass through because it's already visited this, and so that forces both of these ends through this gap, which does not work. Wait, what? Math Pesto says it can go up. Oh, I can just connect these. Is the point. If I connect these 2, then that will make it okay. I could just connect. It'll be odd because I won't be getting this circle here, but they will end up connecting. Okay, well, sad. So it's not a domino, but I don't think I know what it is. Interesting. Martin says this cell's always unshaded, and I believe it. Because if I do this, the 2 is referring to the shading. And so I have to shade this. If I do this, the 2 is referring to the shading, and so I have to unshade this. So I think this cell's always unshaded. Because there's no way I draw this rectangle where the 2 is referring to the country road. So that is always green, which is then huge for this box. Because it means these 2 can't be... Oh, it means at least this one has to be green. Maybe this one can actually be shaded. Yeah, maybe this one can actually be shaded. Sorry. But one of these 2 has to be shaded, and whichever of these 2 is shaded, it shades straight up. Like that. Right. This cell... Actually, wait, maybe it could be visited. What if the region looks like this? Couldn't it be visited by this dipping back? So either these 2 are shaded or these 2 are shaded. And now is where we learn that I haven't learned anything, because I don't know which one it is. If these two are shaded, that's also shaded, but that's okay. Actually, does that break this 2 then? If these two are shaded, that's forced... Sorry, no. If these two are unshaded, that's forced to be shaded, and now the 2 can't go left. Now the 2 has to go up. Which I guess we decided is okay. That just is unshaded in that instance. But maybe that's fine. Disappointing. Okay, Gary says if the 7 region extends to row 7, column 6. So if the 7 region, which already includes these, if it extends over here, yeah, I think that's fair to say, Ranks. I don't think we've made any meaningful progress in the past, I don't know, 20 minutes, something like that. Both row 7, column 6, and row 8, column 6 would be in different regions, and neither could have road. Right. This couldn't have a road because of the structure of this, unless, what if it extended further, and then this actually zipped around like that? Is that a problem, Garion? Oh, yes, that is a huge problem. That closes the loop. Right. Okay, so I think I do believe that. Okay, so, and this extending even further is just making life even worse. So if this extends here, it only extends here, but in this instance, these two things are both in different regions and both forced to be unvisited by road. So this does not do that, and so therefore this goes up, I believe. And now that finishes it. So this region's done. Because it can't join the question mark thing. So this region goes over to here exactly, in fact. So this is forced. So... Okay, so the 7 is the number of shaded cells in here. And I think I at one point believed that I could... exhaust the ways of drawing 7 shaded cells in here, but I don't think I actually can. Is it possible all 3 of these are shaded? Oh, annoyingly, maybe. It might be able to escape out the top? No. If all 3 of these are shaded, that's unshaded. And now this whole part is disconnected. So one of these is unshaded. And also, one of these is unshaded. And so therefore all 3 of these are shaded, is the point. And so, because I need 2 unshaded cells, one of them is in this row because of that, and one of them is in this row because of that. No, that's not right. It's not right. it is true that one of these three is unshaded, but these three being shaded is actually okay if this connects through here, because this could connect like that and then be okay. I think that's fine. Hey, Kodek, how are you? Oh, but now this region is finished. Let's finish this region, because this region, remember, it needed to extend, and it now can't extend in this direction, so it extends in this direction instead. So now that that is visited, I have to visit everything in here. So if I have to visit everything in here, I have to do it like that. Because I have to be careful as I navigate around this sort of like this tunnel. Or I guess you could say this is a corner. And this is a corner. I still don't actually, I have to know whether there are region divisions up here or not, because I do not know, I don't know what is happening up here, because I have this in a rectangle, but this rectangle could well be smaller. Let's see, I'm trying to understand Eric's point. Row 2, column 5 has to go down. Because otherwise... you have the unvisited across a border problem. I don't think I understand what you're saying. Remember, I don't even know that these two cells are in the same region. But this isn't a region. This could be up to 5 regions. I don't know what the X8's empty means. Yes, that is what X means. So I do have to visit this, but I don't see how I know anything about what it does. Like, I don't think I'm going to know until I know whether this cell is shaded. I'm still trying to understand what the 7 shaded cells in here look like. I know one of the unshaded ones is in this row. Oh, wait. I think I actually do know that there's an unshaded one in each of these. Right, I do. Okay. I do know all 3 of these are shaded. I tricked myself. One of these is unshaded for the reason that otherwise I'd have 4 in a row. But remember, 2 of these are shaded in a column. Those have to connect to a shaded cell above them, which then has to have an unshaded cell above it. So there's an unshaded one in this row and an unshaded one in this row. So these are all shaded. This is unshaded. I said this before, and then I talked myself out of it, but I was correct. That is how that works. So those are all shaded. I mean, I don't know if it's going to do any good at all, but it's true. That's unshaded. Let's see. Oh, I can close that border. Not in that color. That would drive everyone absolutely bonkers. We'll close it in that border. So Garion is interested in this 4-5 region. So it always includes these cells, I believe. Because otherwise it can't get big enough. And then the question is, does it also include these, or also include both? Oh, but it does force the 2 clue, right. This now has no choice but to take that, which forces this 2 clue to go... Oh, wait, maybe these... Is it still possible that these are the same? No, it's not possible. We already said that, that's not possible. So I think the 2 now has to go up, right? This 4-5 can't get to 5 without going right a little. And it can't join the 2. So I think the 2 does go up. I'm just double checking it because I feel like I haven't learned anything that would help me figure that out. So I feel like if that's true now, it was true 30 minutes ago when we started getting stuck. The 2 can't be a 1-2 for a very complicated reason that involves that these 2 cells would be in different regions and both be unvisited. So the 2 does go up, I believe, which means it's at least all of those. Which means that this cell is definitely unshaded. Which means this cell's definitely shaded because I still have to connect these shaded cells. I mean, I don't at all blame you for not having missed it before. I have no idea if this is part of a 1x1 or not. So yeah, keep in mind, plenty of our regions could still subdivide. So none of these are visited by the road, though. Which means that these definitely are. Because this at least is one region. The line goes up here. So if the line goes left here, this cell never gets hit. Right? There are a lot of nice things to be said about this puzzle, but smooth is not on the list. Both this and the previous one could have benefited from smoothing out. So I'm trying to be super careful about how we're getting here and what I know about how the regions here are divided. Okay, so... okay, this can't come down. If this comes down, I now have 3 loop ends in a tiny area. So I don't think this can come down. I think it has to go there. And if that goes there, that does mean there's a region boundary here. I don't think smoothness is often about like what the best possible explanation of the solve path is. I think that's a different thing. I think that's elegance. But I think what happened in both of these puzzles is that you started setting a really beautiful puzzle, and you set up a bunch of really cool deductions, but then you hit a point where you had no grid control anymore, and so then the back third of the puzzle ended up being a mess, which is just what happens in a lot of puzzles with this kind of rule set. This now is in a corner. That's a good point. So this goes up here. This now can't close the loop, so this has to go up. So this hits the circle. But it's exactly the same comment I always make about chaos constructions, which is that usually, like, you can have all this gorgeous logic at the beginning, and then you sort of get boxed in as you continue setting. This is a corner. That's true. So that gets filled in. But then I'm always so torn as to what to say about that, because the beginning of the puzzle's so cool. It's hard to say, like, maybe this is where the magic fog of war thing comes in, and, like, lets you sort of, like, have the beginning part and then just sort of add extra clues at the end to make it so the end is smooth. I do not honestly know. Okay, so what has happened with this? Hook has a good point, which is that this shaded part here just has to get out, because otherwise it's not connected. Keeping in mind this may be anywhere between 1 and 14 rectangles, we have to be a little bit careful here. What exactly is happening with these cells? Do I know what's going on with this rectangle yet? So the rectangle isn't this. That's not possible. So the rectangle definitely includes these cells. So I can mark that. The rectangle includes all of this. And so if the rectangle just stops here, then this cell is shaded. On the other hand, if the rectangle is all of this, then the 5 is the loop clue now, and the 4 is the shadeds, and so both of these would be unshaded. Sadly, I think both of those are possible. Are you telling me this rectangle doesn't have 5 loop segments? Doesn't this have... Oh, this doesn't have 4 loop segments. It did a minute ago. We'll claim without evidence. So yeah, so this actually is completely forced. This is a rectangle now, and so the 4 is the number of shaded cells, and so these are both unshaded. And so this is shaded, this is shaded, this is shaded, these are unshaded, this is unshaded, this is unshaded, these are both shaded. And we get all of that. This is unshaded to avoid 3 in a row there. Let's see. This is now boxed into going there, because now it's at a sort of crossroady, cornery thing, whatever you want to call it. This has to be visited by the loop because it's across from a virtual X. Let's see. Okay, and this is one rectangle. So the fact that this is one rectangle means that it's one rectangle because there's a 4 in it. That means that this really does go this direction. Okay, so now there's at least 2 shaded cells in here. but there's at most 3 shaded cells in here. So in other words, one of these two is shaded, but I don't think that's going to tell me a whole lot. This little connection of shaded cells isn't connected yet, so that cell has to be shaded. Okay. If this is a real region, which I'm not prepared to say it is, it would need to have 4 loop cells and 4 shaded cells or something. Oh, it just can't be a real region. This can't be a region by itself because this has to come into it somehow. There are sort of 3 loop segments that are sort of hanging around here. So I have to split this at least once, if not more. This has to be loop because it's across from this. So this is a corner, which now has forced that, which has forced that. Now these have to connect. And so now both of these are shaded. That is unshaded. I am really impressed with this rule set. As sociopathic as it is, I think this is an excellent combination of rules, and I think you got all of the rules right. Okay, this loop can't close. Which the fact that this loop can't close also means that these are in different regions. So the blue has to go here. This cell needs to be shaded in order for this gray to connect to that gray. This is therefore unshaded to avoid 3 in a row. This is therefore shaded because if it's not, then it's not actually connected. So now I believe every gray on the screen actually is connected. The 45 in top right cannot go down. Right. This loop has to connect over here. It's now an alleyway, so it goes through there. And so now this cell, I guess it's got a couple options still. I've got to be slightly careful. Yes, this must be 4 shaded now. Right. I now have to shade at least 4 cells, and 4 is the maximum number of cells I can shade. So there's 4 shaded cells, so there have to be 5 loop cells. So this is going like that, is what we're saying. This still has to connect, so that is shaded. And this still has to connect, so that's shaded. That's what I was looking at before, was could just every remaining thing be shaded? And it could, but I wasn't looking at how that interfaced with the clues. So we've got all of that. Okay, this still has to become rectangles. So I can't make this extend anymore. If this extends like that, it's not true that the two things are equal to each other. Oh, no, it is true, because the Shikaku is equal to the shaded. Annoyingly enough. Oh, but this loop... Oh, no, it could come down there. This is 3. That's the point. Thank you. Thank you, Hook. This now needs to visit 3 cells in the loop. So that's the third. That closes the loop. So now we ask ourselves, okay, this is either a domino or this. If this is a domino, then 2 shadeds equal 2. So if this is a domino, the clue there works, and I can extend these to both be dominoes, and that's okay. It feels to me like it works either way. What's wrong with this being a domino? Row 2, column 6. And row 2, column 7. Right. These two will be next to each other and not have a road segment. Right. And that won't work. Okay, yep. So that I agree. The domino doesn't work, so we have to do that. Excellent. And that, I think, finishes the puzzle. Very neat puzzle. I wish we could have cut out about a third of it, but the other 2/3 of it were awesome. So it feels well worth the effort. And again, I am really impressed by the collection of rules here. And I am very sympathetic to the fact that probably by the point you had engineered all of the cool deductions you had in the first chunk of the puzzle, you probably did not have a lot of opportunity to add clues to sort of fix the end piece. So there's always some give and take with those two things. But all in all, that was a neat ride. Yeah, maybe this is exactly what the fog of war thing is for, where you keep perfect control of the first part, and then you just have it start popping in extra clues to resolve the end part more quickly. Maybe that is the future of the Sudoku-verse. But that means we are now through the pencil puzzle submissions, which were all excellent. We have one more thing that was in the, well, this doesn't quite fit the prompt, but it's close category. So we have one more puzzle from KNT. So next time we will do the KNT puzzle, as well as we'll get back to doing the puzzles that people vote on. So thank you to all of the stream supporters. I will remind you that if you are interested in supporting the stream, you can do so by clicking the join button down below. It is very much appreciated. And you get some cool stuff. So if you click the join button, you get the Zach emotes. Zach is happy. You get access to the zetamath exclusive Discord, where you will sometimes see some fun zetamath exclusive things. Do remember to like the stream if you have not yet done so, please. Thank you. Very much appreciated you liking the stream. And if you're ever watching the VODs, I very much appreciate if you comment on them. It's cool to see that people are watching, like, even if just for the sake that I see, like, oh, cool, such and such was watching the VOD from before. It's just exciting for me. I like it. We are going to, once I've wrapped up my plug for joining the YouTube, we're going to send you over to Meme Stream, because Meme is doing his 500th anniversary stream, or his 500 subscriber celebration stream. By the way, if you're not subscribed to Meme Stream, you should absolutely be subscribed to Meme Stream. Meme Stream is the place for Sudoku setting shenaniganery. So I recommend all of that. There's lots of awesome stuff. If you go back, there's interviews with famous setters like Fistamafel and less famous setters like me. So you can go back and see those as well. So we have that. So anyway, please consider joining. Like I said, you get some cool perks. You also, at the windmill level, you get to vote on what puzzle I open stream with. So I will be back to doing whatever the most voted on puzzle is next stream. So all of that's exciting and cool. I hope you will consider. Thank you all for hanging out. I have had so much fun with this pencil puzzle challenge. I got a lot of people sort of messaging me being like, I'm not sure about this after I did it because they sort of tried it and it didn't quite work. But every single one that we did ended up being awesome. I think these are some of the coolest puzzles that have ever appeared on the stream. Definitely some of the coolest puzzles that have ever come out of my challenges. Just great. I hope people will continue making pencil puzzles in the spirit of this challenge. If you do, you have an open invitation to let me know, and I will consider. I will consider doing them on stream because I would like to continue encouraging people to think about pencil puzzles and all the things that pencil puzzles are capable of. All right. That all being said, I'd like to also thank the people who support at all levels, including those who submit at who support at the top level: David, Michael, Nordy, Franco, Woofer. Thank you so much. Nordy and Woofer were both responsible for some of the cool puzzles that you saw throughout all of this. I think Jemima, I think parts 1 and 2 also had amazing stuff. I think it is well worth going back to watch. But with that, we're going to send you over to Meme Stream. So I just need Tristan to tell me if I'm supposed to hit the end stream button or if I'm supposed to hit a different button in order to send you over to Meme Stream, because I don't actually know. I think if I hit the end stream button, it will do that, but I do not know. And I do not want to break it because I want everyone to go hang out with Meme and celebrate his 500th thing. Okay, I just have to hit the end stream button. All right, so I'm going to do that now. There won't be the end credit stream right usually, so Meme will be with you in a second. So that's all for now. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you all very soon. Thanks for watching.